It was Monday, December 20th, 1999, and I was working for an electrical contractor, and we were contracted to do a job for a local business. The electricians for the company we were working for were responsible for de-energizing the equipment for us. And we were given the go-ahead that it was all clear, and I went inside the electrical switchgear, as we call it, and apparently there was still 12,470 volts coursing through the fuses and through the gear. There was an explosion, a ball of fire, and I was being electrocuted and burned all at one instant. I was hauled from the job site to Lehigh Valley Hospital, where the doctors began treating my injuries, and my family was told that the injuries were so extensive that there was a 90% chance that I would die. I spent 4 months total in the burn unit at Lehigh Valley Hospital. After that, I was transferred to the rehab hospital on Good Shepherd across town, and I spent 4 months living in that hospital as an inpatient and going through extensive physical and emotional therapy. I had always been pretty independent, and now I was depending on everybody for everything. I couldn't get out of bed by myself. I couldn't walk. I couldn't feed myself, couldn't get up and go to the bathroom, couldn't bathe myself. I could hardly even move my arms in the very beginning because the muscles were so weak from all the extensive atrophy. It's changed my physical appearance, and it's also taken from me a lot of my physical abilities. But those are the two negative things I can talk about. Those are probably the primary ones. But as far as the positive things, I can tell you that the doctors, the nurses, and everybody that took care of me they're some of the finest people that you could ever want to meet. I've also learned a great appreciation for pain and suffering that people can sometimes be forced to endure. And I used to say, why didn't they just let me die? And some of the nurses would say, because it wasn't God's will that you should die, it was His will that you would live. And there were times when I would think about my oldest granddaughter, and I would often say that if it was God's will that I was supposed to live, it was my oldest granddaughter, Alexia, that gave me the will to live. In about October of 2001, and she was 5 years old, just turned 5. And we were playing at my house, and it was just the two of us on a Sunday afternoon. It was a nice sunny day outside, but we were inside playing. She always liked playing with her Barbie dolls, and we would color and we'd play Barbies and do all these different things. And we'd been playing for quite a while, and I said to her at one point, I said, Alexia, I said, you know, Pop-Up's really starting to get too tired. I need to take a break. I was still very weak, and my stamina was not real good. And she said to me, well, can we play a little bit longer? And I said, okay. So we played maybe another 20 to 30 minutes. And finally I said to her, Alexia, I said, you know, I said, your ugly old Pop-Up is too tired to keep playing. We need to take a break. And I'll never forget, she put her doll down that she was holding, put the backs of her hands on her hips, and she leaned towards me and said, Pop-Up, I told you before, you are not ugly, you just got burned. And I just thought, boy, for a 5-year-old kid, it's a pretty neat thing to say.